Iran and world powers seeking to revive a 2015 nuclear deal are trying to agree on a date for the resumption of talks in Vienna as soon as possible, a European Union spokesperson said on Friday. EU spokesperson Peter Stano said the October 27 meeting in Brussels was useful and helped to define a way forward to resume negotiations in Vienna.
The US wants to deepen its relationship with Taiwan, the self-ruled island that has become a major point of conflict in the strained US-China relationship, and will work to counter Beijing's influence, a US official said Friday. The US support for Taiwan comes as tensions between China and the island are now at the highest in decades, with Beijing stepping up its military harassment by flying fighter jets toward Taiwan.
The decision by Sudan's Burhan to dissolve the country's government this week sparked angry street protests, but he is also facing mounting opposition on multiple other fronts. Top civil servants, including Sudanese ambassadors, as well as other groups and institutions have railed against the top general's move. The United States and United Nations dialed up the pressure on Sudan's new military junta as confrontations between soldiers and anti-coup protesters took the death toll to at least 11.
The US president, who has vowed to tackle a climate crisis he has described as an existential threat to civilization, will be welcomed to the COP26 talks with a sense of relief following the decisions of his predecessor, who pulled his country out of the landmark Paris Climate Agreement and derided climate science as bullshit.
A meeting of the National Security Committee held with Prime Minister Imran Khan in the chair to review the law and order situation in the country. The meeting is being attended by the top civil and military leadership, including all services chiefs.
Baluchistan Awami Party leader Abdul BIZENJO took oath as the new Baluchistan chief minister after he was elected to the office unopposed. Governor Baluchistan Zahar Ahmed administered the oath to the newly elected chief minister at the Governor House, Quetta, after he received 39 votes in the Baluchistan Assembly.
Another 17 people lost their lives from COVID-19 in Pakistan over the last 24 hours. According to the NCOC, 45,093 coronavirus tests were conducted across the country in the last 24 hours, out of which 659 people tested positive. The NCOC placed the positivity rate at 1.46%.
The consent of parents is not required for the vaccination of students who are over 12 years old, according to the SINDH government. These directives were communicated to the SINDH Education Department by the Home Department in a letter under the following subject: vaccination of all school-going children above the age of 12 years.
The rupee gained for the third straight day against the US dollar on Friday as the currency closed the week at 171 rupees and 65 paise, recording an increase of 0.36% during the day. On Tuesday, the currency had dropped to an all-time low of 175 rupees and 25 paise against the US dollar.
The Pakistan cricket team is playing their third match of the Super 12 stage in the ICC T20 World Cup against Afghanistan at the Dubai International Stadium, as both teams, so far undefeated, eye to seal their berth in the semi-finals of the world's biggest tournament.
CEO Mark Zuckerberg laid out his vision for the future of the Internet at a company conference Thursday, which he sees as evolving on the so-called metaverse. Zuckerberg also announced that the name of his tech giant will be changed to Meta to reflect the shifting interests, though critics have accused the company of attempting to use its high-profile name change announcement to shift focus from the renewed scrutiny it has faced from lawmakers and beyond in recent weeks.
Jupiter's Great Red Spot, a storm so big it could swallow Earth, extends surprisingly deep beneath the planet's cloud tops, scientists reported. NASA's Juno space covered that the monster storm, though shrinking, still has a depth of between 350 kilometers and 500 kilometers, when combined with its width of 16,000 kilometers.